What's going on? What's going on? I am that I am here. What it is, what it do, man. You already see the title. All my life I've been chasing. You know what I mean? All my life I've been chasing. Chasing everything else. Chasing success, wealth, money, relationships, just chasing, you know what I mean? And the whole chasing become a whole race, like you're racing through things, man, being racing a lot of times, trying to figure it out how to get this, how to get that, how to be decent, how to be that, without realizing that everything that I ever want in life, everything that I ever need in my life, already it's already within me. Everything that I ever need, everything that I ever want is already within me, and that's already within everyone else too. So, but the mistake that we make as human beings or people, we don't understand that, everything is already within us. Chasing something will not get you that. Okay, you can chase all you want. You can want to be successful, want to be happy, want to be wealthy, want to be in a great relationship. If you don't recognize that, all these things that you want or we want is already within us, there's no way we will accomplish it, and that's how it is. And 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 I have to realize that, though. I have to realize that, I have to realize that I have to stop chasing, chasing things, chasing people, chasing notifications, chasing likes, chasing love, chasing everything else, uh, and ignoring my own self, my own well-being, my own honest self. It's just how it been, and looking at it like why I have to why I had to keep chasing, why I had to be chasing things all the time. And I realized that, it's part of life. Sometimes when we don't know where to be, we don't know where to go, we don't know what within us, we don't know what we're made of. It's normally the first thing we'll do is chase those, things, what I mean? How you call it? You're chasing um things that's, I mean, if it's part of, life, you will have it, you know what I mean? And if it's not part of life for you, you will not have it. And sometimes when we're not ready for a thing, it comes, we lose it right away. And I've been thinking of things like that, like, I get things that I want before, that, I think, that's that I want, and I could keep, but find out that, if you're not deserving, even if you get it, you deserve to have it. But if you don't deserve to keep it, you will lose it, so it just, that's the same thing with money, uh love, relationship, wealth. We can become wealthy today, and if we're not deserving of that wealth or deserving of keeping that wealth, we will not get it. So we have to understand that we're already rich, right? We're already rich within ourselves. We're already successful within ourselves. The relationship we're chasing is already within us. The love that we want to find, we have to give it. We have to have it inside of us to give, to get it in return, because there is no such thing as nothing for, something for nothing, so if there's that, so we had to give, for us to be able to get, okay, even love. If you don't give love, you probably won't get it, if you give it and you don't get it, it's because you wasn't deserving of it, right? Relationship the same way, wealth is the same way. So if we're not deserving of wealth, we're not going, even if we acquire wealth, we will lose it right away. So we need to stop chasing, like chasing things, chasing people, chasing you know, opportunities, we're chasing everything but ourselves, we're chasing everything else, but not chasing ourselves, chasing the, power that within ourselves. So therefore, that's why things, don't last. Like I said, things don't last because we think that, okay, um, if I become that, I'll be happy. If I become this, I'll be happy. If I get the love, if I be with this person or that person, I'll be happy. But if you don't have that happiness within yourself already, you will not be happy. If you're not already wealthy within yourself, you will not be wealthy. And that's part of life. That's part of the whole thing. God will not be with you if it's not within you. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, everything have to be that. Like you have to be in alignment with everything else that you want or you think you want or you think you need. And I have to figure that out, all my life that I've been chasing. Like I say, I chase love, I chase relationship, I chase wealth, just ignoring, the divine that's within myself. That's everything that I need, everything that I want is already within myself. So I ignore that. So now, we have to realize that, majority of the time, like I said, if we don't know, if we don't understand what's going on with with ourselves, we will not know what's going on with the world or with the business that we want to build, with the relationship we want to have, uh, with the people that we want to be around. We have to learn how to be around ourselves, learn how to be with ourselves before we can even do all these things, right? Because, like I said, if you're not ready for something, even if it comes, you might not know if it's that thing that you want, or you might not recognize the things that you want. Because if you not already have it within yourself, if it's not already within yourself, just like God, like I said, God is within everyone else. If you're not recognize God within yourself, you will not recognize God in anything else. You will not recognize God in people. You will not recognize God in the animals, the plants, the air. Everything else have God on it, but you have to know that God is within yourself to understand that, right? Just like the love, the relationship. If you don't have love within yourself, you cannot give it to somebody else or even receive it. Okay? Even receive it. If it's not within you, you cannot give it. You cannot even receive it. And even if you receive it, you will lose it. And I'm no, I know these things because I've been through it. I know it. I look at it and I see it. I'm like, okay, all my life I've been chasing this and that. How far have I go? How far have I gone? You know, have I received the things that I've been praying for? I've been chasing, like, and when I find them, do they last? Do they stay? Do they, you know what I mean? So we chase the money, we get it, we lost it. We chase the relationship, we get it, we lost it. Okay? Which is the success. Once we become successful, we lost it. So there's something wrong within ourselves that we had to understand. Well, if I'm losing the success that I've been chasing, it's because it's not within me. It's not deserving for me to have that success, right? So we had to understand to keep the wealth when we get the wealth. Are we deserving to keep the wealth, right? If we don't deserve to keep it, it will be gone, right? The relationship is the same way. If we're not deserving to keep it, we might get with somebody we love, we might get with somebody we admire, we like, and everything. But if we're not we're not the one that deserving to be with that person long term, it doesn't matter how much love we give, how much sacrifice we make for that relationship, it's not going to last. Okay? Because if you're not the one who deserves to be with that person, you will not be with that person. It doesn't matter how good of a person you are yourself. Okay? And the love the same way. If it's not within yourself, you're not going to be able to give it to somebody else because you don't have it. You cannot give what you don't have. Okay? You cannot give what you don't have. That's part of it. You know what I mean? And we have to understand that, you know. If we don't understand that, we'll make the same mistakes. We'll all be chasing for the rest of our lives if we don't know that, right? We have to be right with ourselves. We have to get right with ourselves before we can be right with anybody else. We have to have the love within ourselves before we can give it to somebody else. We gotta have the success within us before becoming successful. We gotta be wealthy within ourselves before we can become wealthy. And that's not no gimmick. And that's not, you know what I mean? We cannot cheat life. We cannot cheat life. We cannot, there is no shortcut, you know what I mean, in life. You feel me? So we have to give to receive. And we have to be prepared within ourselves for us to be able to become that we want to become. If you want to become a pilot, right? You have to go to school to learn how to become a pilot. You have to take the time, right? To study, to go to training, to do everything else. It's just like life, everything else we're doing in life, we have to have that training. We have to go to if you don't go to school for it, you got to go within yourself, okay? And find that. Like I said, if you cannot find wealth and success, love, relationship within yourself, you cannot find it anywhere else because we got to find it within ourselves first. We need to stop chasing everything else, okay? And start looking for God within ourselves, or look for the divine within ourselves. Then I think and I know everything will be good because we already have that love within ourselves. We already have the success. Okay. Everything that we looking for in the world is already within us. If we look for it, we will find it. Everything that we're looking for in the world is already within ourselves, but we have to look for it within ourselves, right? Do we sit down with ourselves? We can talk to ourselves, you know that, right? We can ask ourselves questions, and we can evaluate, okay, our lives with ourselves, because understand that the Trinity is within ourselves, right? The Trinity is within you, is within me, is within everyone else. So when we analyze ourselves, we can sit down with ourselves and find out what we did wrong, where the things went wrong at. Unless we understand that we made some mistakes, that we have to figure out how we can correct these mistakes. We can chase all we want. We can chase success all we want. If we don't sit down and go within ourselves to analyze ourselves, we will not find success. Okay? Anything else, if you don't find it within yourself, if it's not within yourself, you cannot find it anywhere else. You cannot give it to anybody else. Okay. And that's for everybody. The Jesus, the Buddhists, the enlightenment people, the wise people we heard, or we people mention all the times, they had to go through what you call a self-realization, right? A self-realization. How you doing, Kimberly? Thank you for being here. Everybody else, thank you for being here. What to do? So we have to find those things within ourselves. If we don't find them within ourselves, we cannot give it, we cannot be it. Okay. If you don't see yourself successful, you cannot be successful. If you don't see yourself wealthy, you cannot be wealthy. Okay. We can chase wealth all we want, but do you see yourself with the wealth? And after you acquire the wealth, will you be able to basically keep the wealth? Because you can have the whole earth. You can have the whole earth in the heavens, in the sky, the stars, and lose it. Okay? And lose it. So therefore, we have to know that instead of chasing, we have to be. Okay? Instead of chasing, we have to be. Okay? We have to put in ourselves in the position to become what we want. Okay? Become what we want, become the success that we want, become the wealth that we want. All right. And Become the love that you want to see in the world. Become the girlfriend you want to be. Become the boyfriend you want to be. Become the husband and the wife that you want to be before you can be a good husband, before you can be a good wife. Okay? So if you're not a good husband, if you're not a good wife, it's not because you cannot be, it's because you not being a good husband and a good wife with yourself. Okay? And I can tell you that, because I'm not a stranger to none of these things that I'm saying. Okay? I'm not a stranger for anything that I'm saying right now. Okay? I'm saying this thing is because I went through all this. Okay? I went through all this and living through it. And I am figuring out that I didn't look within myself for the things that I want. Even though I was chasing them, I was chasing everything, but I wasn't looking within myself and figured out, do I have these things in me before I can give it with somebody to somebody else? Do I have the love in me before I can give it to the world, right? To everybody else. So being a loving person is not the hardest thing to do, or being a great husband, wife, business owner, business partner is not too hard to be. But we had to understand that if it's not already in us, we can find it, but we cannot give what we don't have. We cannot have what we don't already have within ourselves, right? We cannot have nothing physical if we don't have it spiritually, all right? If you don't have it spiritually or mentally, you cannot have it physically. Okay? You heard the saying say, okay, what you see is what you get. If you don't see it in your mind, you cannot have it in your hands, right? And sometimes you can see it in your mind and it's in your hand and lose it, okay? Because you didn't, this it wasn't for you to keep. This is wasn't for you to have, okay? So we can only keep what we meant for us to keep. We can only have what meant for us to have, okay? So if you want success, ask yourself that questions. Am I ready to be successful, right? Am I ready to be successful? If I want wealth, you got to ask yourself, am I ready to be wealthy? Okay. And if you are ready to be wealthy, if you are ready to be successful, the success will come, the wealth will come. Instead of us basically chasing wealth, chasing everything, chasing love, what about we find those things within us? And that's something I find that I need to find within me to have. Okay. I need to have the success already existed inside of me that is burning, and then it have to come out. So is love. I have plenty of love in my heart. Give love, show love, give love, show love. But have I been the one deserving to keep those loves, right? If I wasn't the one deserving to keep this love, doesn't matter how many girlfriend, how many wives. If I'm not deserving to keep them, they all gonna be gone. Okay, they're all gonna be gone, and that's for everybody else, not just for me. It's for everybody else. So before you can have something, you gotta have something to give in return. There's no such thing as nothing, something for nothing. It's not that, it's always something to give in return. And you have to give that in return before you can get it. Okay, you have to be that successful within yourself before you can be successful in anything else. And that's part of life, that's part of the universal principles. Okay, we can't ask for love, we can't ask for God, we can't ask for everything, but if those things is not within ourselves, we cannot have them. And that's the reality of it, that's the reality of it. I know I've been chasing things all my life, and I have to realize that chasing it will not bring it to me. If I don't already have it within me, chasing it is not going to bring it to me if I don't already have it within me. And look, when you sit down with yourself, ask yourself these questions. Okay, ask yourself, Do the things that I'm looking for, the things that I want, is what the right thing for me. Okay, is uh the job that I'm looking for, is it the right job for me? The things that I want to be successful on, okay, that's how it is though, we have to understand that. A song that's currently stuck in my head right now is I Want to Leave. I want to leave. What is the answer? Okay. So I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, like I said before, if we know what we want, we ask the divine, we go within ourselves, we will find it. Okay? Stop chasing. Stop chasing for validation. Stop chasing for validation. Stop chasing for likes. Stop chasing for love from outside of yourself. Because once you have it within yourself, you will not have to chase it. If I have love within myself, I will not have to chase love. I will get it automatically. If I'm already successful within my heart, I'll be automatically successful in whatever that I want to do. Okay? If I want to be wealthy, because like a lot of time too, people don't understand wealth is not just about money. Okay? Wealth is not just about money. Wealth is about, having the right understanding and principles, to love not just yourself but others, right? To respect the law, to have your health, to have your well-being, right? Peace of mind. Those are wealth. You gain up every day, me gaining up every day is wealth, okay? That's bigger than money. Your breath is bigger than money. You breathing, doesn't have any issues. You didn't wake up in no hospital. You didn't wake up, dead. Wake up dead, huh? But you're still here, basically. That's a blessing. That's wealth. That's the biggest wealth you can have. Okay, is breath, is breathing. Because if you're breathing and you're on your 2 feet, that's mean you can get whatever you want to get, whether you can keep it or not. Your breath, you breathing, those are wealth. These are wealth. You talking to a loved one, you smiling, God give you your 2 feet, your 2 hands to go out there and make something happen. That's wealth right there. That's wealth. Okay. So wealth doesn't have to be money all the time. Cause I mean, whenever we say wealth, we hear the word wealth, we think it's money, money, money. No, it's not money, 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 man. Wealth is not money, money. Okay? Wealth could be your health, is your wealth, is wealth. Okay? Your well-being, your peace of mind. Those are your health. Those are your wealth. Okay? You having the ability to express yourself. This is wealth. The ability to love with your full heart. That's his wealth. Okay? Your breath is bigger than $1 million. The $1 million can be gone. Your health can be gone as well. Your breath can be gone as well. But what would you be? What would you take? Having $1 million or breathing right now? What would you take? What is the most important thing for you or to you? Being alive and healthy, or having $1 million? Or I can give you $1 million with a bunch of problems, issues. Which one would you take? Okay. Imagine you having $1 million in your bank account, or on your pocket, and then you can't even get up, from your hospital bed, get up from, you know, you cannot go nowhere. You cannot enjoy that money. So that's why I'm saying your health is your wealth. So you have to make sure that you chase healthiness. Okay? You chase healthiness before you check wealthiness. Okay? Chase healthiness before you chase wealthiness. Okay? Make sure that your health is in good place. Your heart is in good place. Okay? Everything else will come. If you're healthy, you're breathing, you're good. That's all you need. That's the biggest wealth you can have. Somebody who had $1 billion in the hospital with you being on your 2 feet breathing with no issues, you are more wealthy than that person, because it's not all about money. Okay, it's not all about money. Yes, money is important. Yes, it's good to have money, but it's not always about money. Okay, your health is your wealth. Remember that. Stop chasing things. Stop chasing everything else. Chase the divine within yourself. Chase love within yourself, the divine. If the divine is within you, the love is already there, because it says that God is love, right? If God is love, that's mean love is already within you. Okay? You have to practice love. You have to practice love. Learn to practice that. Chase God or the divine within yourself, then everything else will come. And that's for me as well. And that's my realization, that I've been chasing everything else but the divine within me, but the law of God within me. Okay? That's why like I know a lot of things haven't been good for me or successful for me, is because I've been chasing the wrong thing. I've been chasing the wrong thing. I chase everything else, but not the divine that is within me, not God that is within me. Okay? So now I understand that once I have God within me, place within myself, I have really, really, truly have the divine within me, not just for the play, right? You put God in, of course, definitely. And I appreciate that. You saying that. Always have to put God first. If not, everything else will fail. And I see that. I experience all these things. Like, I'm not just sitting here just to go live, just to go live. But no, I'm experiencing everything that I'm saying right now. I have experienced. 2025 was a year that I experienced everything, there is to experience. I experienced the failures. I experienced, the uh everything else I experienced. Hey, mommy. Uh, no, I didn't. I'm so. Oh, yes. So everything, just because God, if God is not within you, there's a lot of things that you will lose. That's part of it. And I have to understand that. You have to put God first. Thank you again, Nathan. You have to put God first in your life. If not, everything else will not happen for you. And it's an understanding that we always have to chase God, not things. We always have to chase God, not people, because all these things we can lose them fast. We can lose them fast if we don't have God. Like, God is with you every day, every second, every moment, right? And we still chasing all the things, right? What is your relationship with the divine? If we put that first, like Nathan said, we always gotta put that first, and then everything else we're doing in our lives will come to fruition. That's part of it. And it's something that it's a learning experience, because none of us was born with that kind of mindset. Okay, we're born in a world where we've been offered to chase things that don't really matter, right? We chase everything else, you know, but we don't chase God. We don't make sure that our health is good. If you have God and you have your health, those two things alone make you the wealthiest person in the world. Hear that again. If you have God and you are healthy, okay, you are the wealthiest person in the world, because money cannot buy you happiness. Money cannot buy you health. Okay, none of this can give you health or happiness. Only the divine. Okay, only the divine. And I appreciate everyone who been with me here, who tuned in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And I'll catch you guys next time. All right. Appreciate y'all.